fam. Welcome back.
Oh my gosh, I missed you guys.
I always do.
I know. Isn't it kind of
like a week comes too quickly, but then 2 weeks is like far too long.
I 100% agree with
like
you on
twice
that,
a month.
Sometimes every week is just like, damn, we just did one, you know. But
I was like, that was 3 days ago.
Yeah, because it's been about 2 weeks since we've seen you guys. It's been since Thanksgiving. This is past the Thanksgiving holiday, which we're gonna talk about today,
aka Franksgiving,
because Francesca's birthday is generally around Thanksgiving.
Does it land on it every 7 years? Is that how that works, or just
I actually
randomly?
don't know.
I should know that.
Thursday, right?
Thanksgiving's always on a Thursday, but my birthday is only sometimes on Thanksgiving.
So is it every 7 years then? That one?
I don't know. Does the calendar move like that?
I don't know. Well, so there's holidays that are like the last Sunday and whatever, and then there's days that are like on the day. So like December 31st.
It's not on the day. It moves.
Yeah. I don't know.
Well, Nick said he wanted to go hard for Thanksgiving, and he cursed us. You guys, I just felt like we didn't do anything for Halloween. True.
You know, and not that we're like too into Halloween, but then Thanksgiving was coming up and we were making like Jello shots and stuff. So I was just like, you know what? I just feel like this Thanksgiving, we're going to go so hard. And we did. However, it went a little too hard, and I don't feel like I'll ever be the same.
This is the Holiday Hangover episode.
Yeah.
Like really Nick was like, can my body when's the next time I'm going to do like 8 to 10 days straight of partying? And I was like, Nick, I'll never do that again. Maybe Burning Man, but I feel like I'll take breaks. There probably won't be as much drinking. I don't want to do it again.
I don't ever want to do that again either.
No.
I felt like I just became like a walking shell of a man that needed a couple different things to be awake.
My depression's back.
Yeah.
I was doing really good. My depression has reared its little head again. So that's super cute and fun. I have cystic acne. I've never had cystic acne. I didn't know what people meant when they said that.
I never actually truly did.
I don't know I'm not a dermatologist. I should probably see one. No, I think it'll clear up. I just normally eat, pretty healthy, but I had Taco Bell.
For the first time in 10 years?
Yes.
By the way, for those of you who don't know, I eat a lot of Taco Bell. And by
Nick loves Taco Bell.
I eat Taco Bell probably twice a week. Maybe, definitely at least once a week. And then on road trips, it's generally the only fast food I'm going to eat. No, I just generally kind of love Taco Bell. And I was going, and Francesca, you immediately Googled gluten-free Taco Bell.
I know. I was like, well, I'm not going to get anything because I've stayed away because the meat in Taco Bell has wheat in it. So you can't get the meat, which is normally safe everywhere. It's because it's a filler because it's not real meat at Taco Bell. But I was like, okay, is there something I could get? Because we were so hungover driving back. And I was like, but I ate Taco Bell. I had a bag of Cheetos and Skittles. And yeah, my face it's reacting. So, okay, cystic acne. I'm going to assume that's what this is because it won't pop. It's like a cyst. It's like a hard, large ball.
Ew.
And I tried to pop it. And now I have so much makeup on right now. I even put on red lipstick to try and distract.
Yeah,
I'm and I have a red microphone cover. I'm like, look at all these things. Don't look. It has its own zip code. No, we should name it. You should ship packages here instead of to what? Yeah, it's its whole town. It's got a mayor.
The naming, I hate.
It's gross. We're gonna hope it.
I feel like
we're back on track.
It'll clear up.
I went to hot yoga this morning. I'm detoxing it out, and then I attacked it though.
Honestly, though, did you put a lot of makeup on it? Because I can barely see it.
So much makeup.
Well, it's more of a texture thing.
Yeah. I spackled it.
You spackled it?
I did. I got drywall cover. I full on spackled. Then we painted. There were layers.
Well, I'm glad that, the show must go on. I don't care if we have cystic acne. We are.
Nick was like, well, we could just wear hoodies. And then you could scrunch the hoodie really close around your face. I was like, I could just hide inside a hoodie. And I feel like your next suggestion was putting a bag over my head. And I thought about it.
Honestly, it would kind of be funny.
It's not the only zit. There's also 10 other zits within the village?
I have a few zits as well because I didn't sleep. Okay, so
For 10
basically
days.
what happened was Francesca drove back to St. Louis for a wedding shower. No, a baby shower. And I stayed in Colorado for a few more days, and I had people come and visit for a snowboarding trip. But so that was Sunday, and Sunday the 20th. And they actually came the Saturday night on the 19th. And of course, I was so excited for them to be here.
Your friends.
My
Sean
friends.
and Nick.
And so Saturday night was crazy, of course, because we were all so excited to get together. And then I woke up at like 8 a.m., made everyone brunch, and then we went snowboarding. And then it turned into, snowboarding. It was a great time on the mountain. You know?
We like said we were over it, so we didn't get passes this year.
I know.
Nick was like, super fun.
I was like, wow, I fucking love snowboarding. I love it. It was just fun was had by all. And then they convinced me to go back down to Denver with them after snowboarding and then just fly out from Denver to St. Louis, which is what I did. And I mean, that's how the holiday party started, was with that like kind of like prelude to it, that little teaser, which I didn't need to do. It was super fun though.
I didn't need to do any of it. I mean, even so my best friend's baby shower, which I can't believe my best friends are reproducing. Which, fun fact, my best friend met her husband on Yacht Week in Croatia. I was with her, and his last name is Piazza. Yeah. So my best friend has the same last name as me. And I feel like I said that last podcast.
I think so.
Whoopsies. It's like a fun fact that I really love.
They're used to it.
But you guys, we went hard at the baby shower. I don't know.
I mean,
the baby showers
can't even drink.
No, I even showed up with like non-alcoholic like goodies. Shout out Toast, our last podcast sponsor.
We love.
They sent us so much. I like showed up to my friend's baby shower, which was amazing. It was such a hit. But then they also had a mimosa bar.
A mimosa bar.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
And it was at a winery.
You said I'm just gonna have one. I'm just gonna have one.
I got home at 2 a.m.
From the baby shower.
From the baby shower. The baby shower was at 11 a.m. And like, me and my friends were really excited to see each other. They were in from Miami, and one of my other friends flew in from California, and then all of the family.
I love how that since I stayed back in Colorado, like I ended up getting crazy, but then like you were in St. Louis, like also getting crazy. So we both like were on the same wavelength of like, why don't we just start this holiday bender off with like 2 extra days of partying, you know?
Yep.
But oh God, and what I hate is that's so you and me.
No, I know. And then it's so you and me to be like, okay, like we're back on track. Like we are drinking Perrier on this podcast, you guys. It's not sponsored, but it should be because we're obsessed with them. And the amount, we've already even talked about that on the podcast. I just leave them littered around. But you have a funny story from Denver.
Yeah.
Because not only did you decide to spend an extra night in Denver before you came home, you sent me a video of you in underwear at a gay club, and you were like, LOL. And I was like, oh no.
So after the snowboarding extravaganza, we went down to Denver, and then we ended up going, I don't know how it happened. It was like, oh, well, should we get some drinks, and just kind of have a chill night? And then of course, my ass was like, let's go to a gay bar.
Of course. Denver's so gay, by the way.
Denver is so
one
gay.
One of the reasons we're so excited to move
finally.
there.
Gay people. But no, so, okay, guys, it was actually one of our friends, shout out Farah, who invited us to this underwear party. And so he was like, okay, let's go to this underwear party. And I'm like, okay, like I'm 100% down with that. Let's go. So I bring out my friend who was with us. His name is also Nick, and he's straight. He'd never been to a gay bar. And I was like, oh my God, we have to go since we've never been. So we go, it's an underwear party, but like, so I just like stripped down, but I'm also in like Tim's. So I'm kind of in boots. So like underwear and boots, and I'm wearing Lululemon's like underwear. And
wait, tell them about your obsession with the Lulus.
Okay. Yeah. Well,
it's the only, if you're a man and you listen to this podcast and you don't own Lululemon boxers,
just
silly.
Do it. Just start wearing Lululemon. They're boxer briefs. Just start doing it. I
turned Nick onto them, and now that's the only thing you'll like let touch your body, right?
Pretty much. I mean, I had multiple people tell me this, you know, and they're like, they're life changing. You just got to do it. And so once I did it, I'm like, okay, I see what they're talking about. I'm now an advocate.
They're the ABCs, the anti-ball crushers.
Anti-ball crushers, which I
Wouldn't
hate that fucking acronym, but that's what they call them.
Is that official? Like Lulu? What Lulu calls them? Is it on the package?
Oh, I don't know.
I've just heard that.
Oh, I thought that's. I've always heard that from you, so that's why I thought that maybe it was official. Maybe watch them. If Lululemon's listening, they're like, I didn't say that. So I just like dropped my pants, and I'm just like, in my underwear. And the deal was, I think that if you were in your underwear, you go up and get free drinks. And so
but only if it's designer underwear.
Well, that I didn't know that yet.
Oh,
okay? So I go up to the bar. I go up to the bar and I was like, hey, can I get a drink? And he goes, yeah, he pours it. He goes, $5.50. And I was like, oh, wait, what? He was like, yeah, sorry, hon. It has to be designer underwear. I'm like, hold up. Which one, it kind of made me feel dumb, even though that there were people in Calvin Klein underwear, which kind of is something that I wanted to talk about with you all is what is designer? Because a lot of people are wearing Andrew Christian, and Andrew Christian is like a total like gay thing. They make like jock straps too, but I didn't know it was a designer. And Calvin Klein, I know like Calvin Klein was a designer and makes like, they do runways and all these shows.
But like, you can buy Calvin Klein underwear at Macy's.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
Like it's
I don't think, not like Target, but you can buy it at Macy's.
Yeah.
I
don't know.
Nick, didn't you like sassily be like, mine are like, these Lulus are so much more expensive than those?
Well, no, it was just like because some guy was wearing like just regular like Calvin Kleins behind me. And then I was just like, bro, one, fucking rude. Like I'm in my underwear, like I'm having a good time, and like they have to be designer. But I was like, so you're gonna allow like, just generic Calvin Klein, but not Lululemon? He goes, Fruit of the Loom. I go, no, Lululemon. He goes, I've never heard of them. And I'm like, oh fucking God, Christ have mercy. I was like,
I'm gonna tell Lulu.
I was kind of like, dude, they're like $30 a pair of underwear.
Yeah.
And Lululemon, like, how is Lululemon not designer? Because it's not a designer.
It's definitely not designer. But I would have thought like they're nice.
They're really nice, Yeah. I don't know. I just find it weird. So like a designer has to be a designer.
Yeah.
Like
Lulu
a person.
is, yeah.
But you could have like if it was just if the name of a brand was like a person's name, is that designer?
No, Prada.
No.
I think it's the last name. Yeah. The Balenciaga, not a last name, not a name.
Not a name, yeah.
Which we don't even have to, like, I have so much to say about it, but I don't even know if we want to get there yet. Do you want to go through what we've been up to first?
Let's chit chat a little bit more about like our holiday bender. Let's just let's call it what it is. Our holiday bender.
The Thanksgiving bender.
Mm-hmm.
This is Thanksgiving acne. I like almost didn't want to be in public today. I'm like, I have to like recover my skin, my eye bags. Like, let's
just.
I got stuff to juice today.
Yeah, we got celery juice from Whole Foods.
I'm not going to be like, I'm not drinking ever again, because one of my good friends who lives in New Zealand goes, Francesca, how often do you say you're not drinking on the podcast? And then like I see you drinking 2 days later on your Instagram stories. And I was like, listen.
You were really good about it before the Thanksgiving bender.
Yeah, it was like 9 days.
Yeah, no, that was awesome.
And 9 days of being vegan. I was feeling great.
Yeah.
But then I drove 15 hours by myself, took an Adderall, drank 7 coffees, got home at 9 p.m. But then I was like wired from the Adderall. So then I drank like a few bottles of wine with mom and dad.
And honestly, that's what you do. Like when I go on a long drive, I want to take an Adderall. Mm-hmm. I want to have my techno music, and I'm going to have the best time of my life. And then when I'm done driving, it's like I want to sit down and like go out. Like I want to hang out. Let's have some
but I didn't want to like
drinks.
go. I wanted to like wind down. So I was like, oh, well, the wine will be good for that. Like I'll chill, have a couple glasses. But like we like hung out for a bit.
Because you're excited to see each other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Just sitting there like chatting, and I'm just like, oh, you just pour another glass sitting in the kitchen. It's like so wholesome. I woke up thinking I was going to die.
And then you had the baby shower.
That morning. Yeah, that next morning.
So then I pretty much leave the Denver, and it was just a wild night. And then I get on the flight to St. Louis, and you guys come and pick me up. So my mom and dad and Francesca come and pick me up.
We were supposed to just go swoop you.
Do you hear a pattern here?
Yeah.
You were just going to come pick me up. We were going to go back to the house, maybe have a glass of wine, but that's not what fucking happened. Okay.
No, it's not. And I'll take full responsibility. You know, it's actually almost always my fault.
I think you are really good. If you're in the mood, then we can get everyone else too. I'm always down.
True.
But
yeah,
so
you're
that's
not
why
hard.
like sometimes where I'm like, let's go out, and everyone's like, Nick, shut the fuck up. And I'm like, okay, well.
But like if I'm in the mood, like I will get the people excited.
I don't want to say that night was your fault because I was definitely really trying to go out. Like I was like, let's go get dinner. Let's go do this. Let's go out. And then I was like, Francesca, if they don't want to, like you and I can just like Uber.
Oh, mom and dad were like, absolutely not. We're just going to go get them and come back home. And I was like, okay, sure.
Joke's on you.
Yeah. I was like, I'm about to spring something on them. And then, so we like swoop you at the airport. And I was like, well, why don't we just like our favorite little local Italian joint? I was like, why don't we just like go have one glass of wine there and like maybe an appetizer?
Yeah.
We ended up having like a full blown dinner.
We did. I'm talking like I had swordfish and risotto. Like that's how full blown.
Yeah. I ate a whole gluten-free pizza. I'd been vegan for almost 2 weeks. And then I was like, gluten-free pizza, loaded up, like more wine. Then we went to the local dive next to our house too.
It's called the Hive. And like, man, it is the divest of dive bars. But you know what's funny too is like I'll go to that bar and one guy looks at me, he's like, oh, where you been?
Because like every holiday we like end up hanging out there because our parents live in the suburbs. So like downtown is like 30 minutes away and you have to Uber and it's like a $50 Uber. So it's just like not worth it unless you're like really like I'm trying to go out. But like I feel like I've kind of like outgrown Skanksgiving.
Skanksgiving,
yeah, like the night before Thanksgiving, you know, Blackout Wednesday, if you will. That would have been the night we would have like dressed up and gone downtown. That, and I actually heard someone else say this on TikTok the other day. It's like feels more reserved for like college kids.
College kids, yeah.
Because like you come home from college, you want to see everybody, like, oh, how you been? You're like your glow up, and then you know, you kind of like stunt on everybody and like go see who's who, what they're doing. I don't like know anyone anymore. And
like a lot of people might not be coming back home or like they are, you know, they might not be coming home for St. Louis for anymore. You know, that was so college of like you're home for the holidays and no one has anything to do.
Yeah.
But I just felt like I wanted to hang out at the Hive, you know?
Because it's down the street and I'm like just trying to talk with the people I'm like with.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to.
But we walked into the Hive and it was like the biggest drunk fest I've seen in a long time.
I mean, the drinks are strong.
The drinks
cheap,
are so strong.
and like most people can like walk home.
I know. You know, it's that type of place where just some like random, very average looking white guy just comes up and like tries to have a conversation with you, but can't form a sentence. Hey, man, like, how you doing?
Where are you from? Yeah.
And it's just
100%.
Like, all right, buddy. Like, can I continue talking with my mom, please? Leave me alone.
Then.
So that was that night. And then what was the next night? Then it was
Skanksgiving.
Yeah. And you actually were.
But we went out for my best friend's birthday.
Yeah. To the Cheesecake Factory.
We went to the Cheesecake Factory.
When you told me that we had a 5:30 reservation at the Cheesecake Factory, I thought you were kind of kidding.
Yeah, because my friends are very fancy.
They're like, very fancy.
And like if it was like an $800 dinner, like that wouldn't have surprised me.
Right.
It like a very upscale place, but instead like her secret guilty pleasure is the Cheesecake Factory.
And it's same with our mom. Our mom loves Cheesecake Factory. What did you think? I loved it.
Honestly, excellent. Impeccable.
I had a great time.
Ambiance 10 out of 10. Our service. Great.
He literally knew what he was doing. He was so friendly. I feel like because it was like you and your two good friends, and they're just all of
they're
you guys
sisters. So my best friends, I call them each my best friend, but they're sisters.
And you guys all kind of look alike, you know, just like pretty Italian girls. And this server, man, I just felt like he was like, oh, we kind of made him nervous, you know?
I think so. He was like, where are you guys from? What are we doing? And we came in with huge balloons.
Yeah.
Nick and I, because, you know, you got to make your friends feel special. And dude, we had a time.
We really
Those
did.
fucking arepa, cornbread situations. They're also on happy hour there if anybody doesn't know about them.
Yeah. I forgot about
So
those until just
good.
now, actually.
So
Guys,
good.
I will say, I'm not afraid to say it. Every single thing that came out onto the table was good.
It always
really good.
is. And that menu is a magazine.
Yeah,
Anyone that you're with is going to find something they want to eat.
Yeah, the architecture kind of weirds me out a little bit.
I mean, it's definitely gives me like Epcot vibes.
Yeah.
Like Tumble Drum. Oh, other people don't have that.
Tumble Drum.
Actually, Ashley and Allie's aunt and uncle used to own it. It's like a very big Chuck E. Cheese, but it's in St. Louis.
Oh, I don't know.
And their family owned it, so they would always work there. But it's like a lot of those like tunnels that kids crawl through, and you would always have your birthday party.
Yeah.
Like I've had a birthday party at Tumble Drum before I was friends with these girls when I was little.
Honestly, the more I say the word, it sounds more familiar.
You've been. I know you've been to a birthday party there. It's just like same thing as like not Dave and Buster's because that's like adults. But what's the one that everyone goes to? Do we not? I guess it's Chuck E. Cheese.
Chuck E. Cheese, yeah.
But like think of Chuck E. Cheese, but like rooms and like a big warehouse of just all like things to crawl through.
Yeah, which I love that vibe.
In games. And then you can win tickets and then the prize thing. Sometimes like they would let me get stuff from like behind the prize counter because like they worked there.
Oh, I see what you mean. Like you had the
I was like, yo, those sticky hands. I love those.
I love a sticky hand. Oh my God. If I had a sticky hand in my adult life, I would probably be arrested. Like I would sticky hand the shit out of a cop. You know what I mean?
Who didn't love a sticky hand? A bouncy ball? What about those ones that were, it's like a bouncy ball. It's rubber, but you flip them inside out. And then it's like suspenseful and then they'll pop up like poppers. But sometimes you get the big ones. They would hit people in the face.
Yeah. And sometimes they don't go straight up. Like they can hit you in the eye. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. That's what you just said.
Oh,
I go, yes, sometimes they don't go up. They could hit you in the face. And you go, yeah, and sometimes they don't go up.
I was distracted by like the mental image of it. Yeah. Just because it was a suspense, you know?
God, I want those. I want
to go to Chuck E. Cheese.
No, see, Chuck E. Cheese is boring though. Yeah. I think Tumble Drum's closed now.
David Buster's, are people still hanging out at the
They definitely, David Buster's, like you need too many tickets to get any of the prizes.
Yeah. Anything cool.
Was there ever like a prize that like you never had enough tickets for that you always wanted?
I was always really amazed at like the remote control cars and stuff like that, you know, or like little tanks that you could buy. But I mean, not little tanks.
Now they probably have like fucking drones.
Drones. Yeah. Drones that like can spy on people's cell phone bills. I don't know. Like, I feel like kids' toys are always weird. I remember there were some weird toys that I saw kind of towards the end of my childhood, like weird trip lasers that you could have. And there was this one.
Sorry, I'm just thinking of, I was trying to think of different things that you get with the tickets. Do you remember those things like filled with water that like taught you how to give a hand job?
Oh, yeah.
So you would hold it.
Stick your finger in it?
No, not the Chinese finger trap. Oh, because those two you could get. Those are cheap.
The water one.
The water one. Yeah. And it would like get out of your hand. You would just be like this. And like, I'm sure all the parents, like I didn't know that back then, but now like I'm sure all the parents were like, look, mom and dad.
Yeah. Honestly, I will say
like
that
the original shake weight.
All little boys kind of made jokes about it.
Yeah, I didn't know what little boys were doing. Dirty boys.
Not that like we didn't think about hand jobs, but we thought about like dicks. You know what I mean? Wieners.
Like, what were you saying before that?
I don't have any clue what I was saying.
Oh, sorry.
Talking about
wait, what else? I want to think of more carnival prizes.
No, I was saying that like I saw this one toy that you could buy at like Walmart that was like a tripwire. So basically like or a trip laser, you could set up these little lasers in your hallway, and if someone walked past the laser, it would send like it would turn off a trip an alarm that would be in your room. So you could tell if like your mom was coming into your room. And I remember that there was this one commercial where like he put a whole bunch of the trip lasers throughout his house, and like his mom gets out of the car and then she goes inside the house and then she's coming down the hallway and he's just like eating a ton of ice cream as fast as he can before she gets to the room, and she opens up the room. He's like, Jimmy, what are you doing? And he's just like, oh, nothing. You know, I always thought it was really weird.
No, I love those. I feel like all the toy commercials growing up were just like the best.
Yeah.
I had one of my favorite toys growing up. I had like a voice activated journal. Do you remember that?
Yes. It was purple.
Yes. And you had to like say a password to get into it.
Wow. I do remember that.
And then we also, speaking of kind of the Spy Kids stuff, we had this like track of like wire that we put up between our rooms.
Oh, yeah.
And we could send like notes and little things. It was like a little remote control dude. And he would like go on the wire, but you would put the wire up along
the wall.
Tops of like the wall to the ceiling.
Yeah. And it was kind of like a little gondola.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we would like gondola certain things like between our rooms.
That was fun.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. We had a lot of toys.
Yeah.
I enjoyed those. I don't know where they all went.
I know. Garage sales. I feel like garage sales used to be a way bigger thing.
Mm-hmm. They probably still are in some places.
You guys had tubs and tubs and tubs of Legos. We were a Lego family.
We still have all those Legos, actually.
Not all of them. We've given away so many.
Really?
We just have some. Yeah.
Because we had a ton of Legos. It was honestly, playing with Legos is probably one of my favorite like childhood memories. That's what we all did.
We had a lot of Hot Wheels too.
Yeah.
We could build like cities of Hot Wheels.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, I don't know. This went from, sorry guys. Hope we had some nostalgic memories there. We were talking about Tumble Drum because I know, right? Cheesecake Factory is great.
Cheesecake Factory was our Thanksgiving. I did go out to this bar called Pink Galleon afterwards. You were good.
Another local. No, yeah, I dropped you off because I said I can't.
Yeah.
I can't be hungover for Thanksgiving with the family.
I just needed to see a few friends of mine, and I saw my friend Alicia. That was fun. But she was with some girls from my high school that I hadn't seen in a long time. And it was kind of funny, like, you just meeting up with people from your high school, you know? One girl, I was like, oh, hey, like, how are you? And she was like, oh, you know, same as usual. I'm like, oh, like anything new? And she's like, no, just baby daddy drama. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I'm talking to my other friend, Katrin, and I'm like, Katrin, how are you? Like, I haven't talked to you since high school. And she's like, well, good. I quit my job. I started a photography business and it wasn't really doing well. And then I started taking photos of naked women and boudoir photos, and now I like, employ people, and I'm like has this whole business. So I was like, wow, that's so interesting. So like the paths that like people take, you know. I really like that. But and then we had Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Well, we even missed news for Za.
Oh yeah, we forgot about
Za got spayed. She's like asleep right next to us.
I know.
As
you were
always.
really nervous for Za to get spayed.
Yeah, because if you listen to like our past episodes, I wasn't going to get my dog spayed. But like one too many heat cycles. And like I was like dating someone in Denver who like super OCD, has like a really nice apartment and like white carpet. And I was going to go down and stay with him at one time, but I thought my dog was about to go into heat. And I was like, I just can't be like, oh, I'm going to come, but like my dog might get her period at your house. Like it's inappropriate.
Yeah, dogs can't like bleed at people's houses. But
no, it's fucking weird. Like I don't mind it, and it's really not that much and not that bad. But I was like,
yeah,
I didn't want to take her body parts out, but she's 2.5. I feel like she has all her
vital organs for growing up.
Then like her hormones, yeah.
Or yeah, her hormones. That's what I meant to say. She seemed like really fine though. Like when
she's fine.
But like even after like right after the surgery, I was amazed that like she seemed a little tired, but I was.
No, I know. I drugged her for like an extra day.
Yeah.
Because I like she wanted to like go romp around. And I was like, you just had major surgery, bitch.
I know.
Like calm down.
Dogs don't know how to chill.
No.
But no, I don't know why I was thinking she was gonna come home in like a cast or something.
Well, they normally put him in a cone. I put her in a onesie instead.
Okay.
So she couldn't like scratch it.
Okay, nice. I just thought maybe that's why the onesie just made her look like put together and like, hey, here we are. I'm like, didn't you just have a
She's just running around in like a cute little like tall tee.
Yeah. But Thanksgiving happened, and Thanksgiving's not my favorite holiday, but I do love a feast, you know?
Yeah.
But
do you have a favorite Thanksgiving food?
I
do.
I would say mashed potatoes.
Mashed potatoes.
Mashed potatoes, yeah.
100%.
I saw this TikTok. He was like, Thanksgiving food is just so bad. It's all brown and it's all mushy.
It's not my favorite food.
They say it's the most American food. Like when we talk about like what is American specifically,
yeah,
people say like burgers and French fries, but it's actually like what you would eat at Thanksgiving.
Oh,
isn't that interesting?
Yeah,
green bean casserole, yams with marshmallows, or
who was I talking? I was talking to someone yesterday. Oh, I know who, but he's from New England. His because I was like, oh, what's your favorite Thanksgiving food? And he was like, well, we like do it differently. And I go, okay. And he was like, it's better. He goes, so Thanksgiving morning, my mom makes in a big thing like a New England clam chowder, like fresh.
Wow.
With the fresh like clams and everything. And he was like, because I guess like a New England thing. I was like, wow, that's so like Nantucket of you.
I know. Yeah.
And so a huge thing of New England clam chowder. Then his dad smokes wings, which I know you're a vegetarian, so you don't understand, but like wings, they're just one of the best foods. And for like a dry rubbed, like smoked wings, and then your mom does the clam chowder. He named a couple other things, and I was, they get like a keg. They had a few kegs of Bud Light, and then like 50 people come over to their house. This house like a plantation, and they play like touch football. I was like, is this an episode? This sounds like Wedding Crashers. Like after like they all went to the like whatever. I was like, this sound. And he's like, yeah, and it's our cousins against each other. We have the keg, and then like we're all eating like the outdoor like smoked wings. And I was like,
who are you, the Kennedys?
Yeah, I know. I was like, can I go to Thanksgiving? I was like, that's lovely.
Wait, is that like a New England thing?
No, I don't know.
Just like a rich family from Nantucket.
I feel like it's probably a rich family thing. I was like, this sounds lovely.
That clam chowder. Love.
No, it's one of my favorite foods in the whole world. Weirdly. Like
I hear you.
Do you remember when I used to eat a can of clam chowder a day?
I like the canned clam chowder. I truly do. I can even imagine
I feel like
the
it's
type of like beige bowls that you would like microwave it in.
I would microwave it every day. And I don't know why that was like my main source of food for a while.
You had like weird phases of food. You've always had weird phases. Like
it's like hyperfixation on a certain food, and I'll only eat that for like a year.
Yeah. Well, there's nothing wrong with that.
It's one of the reasons I think I'm like on the spectrum.
That's why I'm only eating potatoes right now. Literally.
How often have I done that?
That's for health.
Yeah. But one thing about me, guys, is I eat like a pound of potatoes a day.
We just more than so many potatoes.
I go through like a 5-pound bag. I would say every 2 days, every 3 days.
Yeah.
2 days.
But they're filling and they're healthy for you, especially if you don't load them up with all sorts of shit. But it is funny, like, and then Tito's is made from potatoes.
Corn.
Nice corn. Oh, shit.
Chopin
is
made from potatoes.
I was going to say, you're really just living on...
I am living on a potato and a dream over here.
Potato and a dream.
Some Perrier. Yeah, I don't like Thanksgiving food. Stuffing, get the fuck out. So, okay, but speaking of like specific foods, there's this, I saw this TikTok that was like, my girlfriend's family is psychos. He was like, I didn't know that they were all psychos. Their family tradition was like, they eat lasagna for breakfast on Thanksgiving. He was like, talking about his girlfriend and the other, he was like, what the fuck is that kind of tradition? But like I'm learning these things, and Nick, I've decided as a family, I would like to make up ridiculous things, because once it's your tradition, they can start with us. And then it goes on. So like my children, they're going to be 20, 30, and they're going to be like, since I was born, my Uncle Nick and my mom, they've always done this. So we can just start traditions.
Clam chowder.
Yeah. I encourage everyone to start a new tradition every year. Just pick new ones. Make them hilarious and fun.
And the thing is about traditions, like they're supposed to be fun.
Yeah.
Like you don't really know why you do them anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah.
People do weird ass shit.
Yeah.
So I think that's our job. I mean, Christmas is coming up.
Well, we have a weird Thanksgiving food that isn't served anywhere else.
Oh, the Jello salad.
The Jello salad. What is it? Can you explain it for the people? Because like I have eaten it. I've looked at it. I've seen it. I've like been near it. I don't get it. I don't know what it is.
I'm not a fan, but most everyone in the family like loves it. But I think it's only because they've been eating it their whole lives. It's from our Nana. She's Slovakian. Don't think that this is a Slovakian thing.
I grew up thinking it was a Slovakian thing.
It may or may not be. I think it's a Midwest thing.
I think it's a her thing, is what Grandma told me.
It's just our grandma.
Yeah.
I'm over here, the country of Slovakia. It's like, don't put that on us.
Fucking like Slovakia would be pissed.
Yeah. No, so it's lime jello. So lime green jello.
Okay.
But then you also put cream in it. So it's cloudy lime jello.
Cream cheese.
Oh, Oh, you're right. I was the one who told you that. Yeah. You put a brick of cream cheese too when you blend it up. But it also has like nuts and fruit swimming around in it. Like pineapple.
Pineapple and like pistachios and walnuts. Just like floating around. And it sets up into this cloudy green mess that's splotchy.
Oh yeah, it's got a lot of stuff in it.
Yeah.
And we pass around the green Jello every year.
I don't eat it.
I don't eat it.
I don't eat it.
I never have. It's like on so many levels. It's not for me. Like, no, like I love you. RIP. And I love a lot of other things that you made, but not that.
I feel like I'm just missing context.
I don't know.
Cream cheese in the Jello?
Cream cheese in the Jello. I don't know.
You know, we were making fun of it just recently, and our cousin, she was like, but I really like it, guys.
I know.
I was like, oh, sorry.
Yeah, our little cousin Isabella, well, she's like 21 now, but I still think of her as little. And she was like, I mean, I know it's weird, but like I've always loved it. She's like, it's good. And I was like, is it?
It's the color for me.
Yeah.
It's the color.
Cloudy green. Bizarre.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to know other people's like weird. People have weird traditions. Okay, what can we come up with for Christmas? I mean, Jello shots, easy one because we are the Jello shot family.
Should we make pudding salad Jello shots?
Ew.
Or
like the green Jello salad.
Or what if we just did
Jello shots?
Lime green Jello with cream cheese and vodka.
I hate it.
And honestly, that's so niche. That would be only our family would know what it is. Like,
but our grandma would just my grandpa would just like and like shake his head.
Yeah.
Like he'd be like, I don't get it. We'd be like, oh, it's all little personal Jellos for you guys, and just not tell them there's vodka in it.
Yeah. I don't know what else we could do, but like
I think we should get creative.
Pin the tail on the donkey. We play it every Thanksgiving.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, touch football would never work with our family. We're just not. I wouldn't say we're like Italians. I feel like they're
kitchen people. They're not.
We're kitchen people. I feel like we're built to drink red wine and smoke cigarettes and chill. That's what they still do in Italy. Just who we are. Yeah. We are not football people.
No,
we don't even turn on football on Thanksgiving.
More,
I've seen it. Yeah.
Yeah. One of our uncles, Uncle Jerry, he used to watch it, but yeah, I don't know. We'll have to think on that.
Yeah. We'll get back to you guys. If you have any suggestions, let us know.
So after Thanksgiving, you would think, all right, these Sibs have to be so tired and so destroyed and just so down for the count.
The next day was my birthday dinner.
Yes.
Fuck.
I don't even. Yeah. But this was actually an amazing day.
Actually, we kind of love this day. We hiked with our brother's wife's family. That was lovely because it was like 60 degrees and sunny in St. Louis. And then we came home and I wanted sushi, but I didn't want to go out for sushi. So we ordered in like hundreds and hundreds of dollars worth of sushi.
I've never seen so much takeout sushi in my life.
It was chef's
so
kiss.
It was so good.
It made me so happy. We had like pink champagne, sushi. My best friend Ashley came over and my brother and his wife and my parents. And then we had like the wedding that we went to recently in California, Amber and Eric. They came. My ex-boyfriend, who is now closer to my parents than me, which is also like another. I'll call my parents sometimes and they'll be at happy hour with my ex-boyfriend. And I'm like, I love that for you guys.
I love it too.
You and him hung out every night this break.
Him and I have been hanging out now, you know?
Yeah.
So I feel like he's trying to weasel his way back in with you. Just kidding. But like, you never know. But we literally stayed up and just ate sushi. And
we had a gluten-free, a gorgeous little cake.
Gluten-free and dairy-free.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was so good too.
No, it was so good.
It was so good.
So I don't know. For summer, and we kind of just got, surprise, guys. We got lit at the house until my friends didn't get home till 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Like they were texting us over like, I'm so sorry we overstayed our welcome. Your parents are lovely. And I was like, yo, like we had to shut it. Like it wasn't you guys. Like we all, my dad had to shut, I think it was 3:30. And my dad was like, no more.
I went to bed at 2. I had to say, guys.
You went to bed. Yeah. He left the party early.
I said, I need to go home. And I literally crawled on all fours down to my room and just fell asleep.
Yeah. And I never see you really do that.
I know. I just really, truly feel like I was just dead.
And we wanted to keep going.
We did.
Like dad literally had to put his foot down because like he knows that if my mom is like hungover in the morning, like it's going to be his fault.
Yeah.
So like he was like, no more. Like we've got to cut this off. We were just all like vibing outside around the fire pit. We were blasted. My dad has this giant sound system and it's like his thing, such a dad thing to like show people the sound system. And then we put on some like bassy music. I put on like Bass Test by Bass Nectar, I think.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, okay, that's a little much.
I was into it.
No, we're always into it, but it's
and that's why my mom gets mad because she'll like want to hang out.
Yeah.
Until the morning. And then she's like, why did you make me keep me up all night? And I'm like, well, we were just having that much fun. I'm sorry.
We were.
I know. So guys, you would think, wow,
are we done?
Party.
Are we done?
Are we done?
Was the next day the wedding?
The next day was the fucking wedding. Guys.
Shout out Kaylee and Allie, Caleb and Allie, some of our great, really good friends. They had a wedding.
This is my 7th wedding of the year. I'm no longer going to weddings. All of you, if you want to invite me, but I'm going to politely decline. Just kidding. I'll probably show up because I don't say no. Guys, we literally got dressed. I got in a suit.
Yeah.
You got in a dress and we went to a fucking wedding.
Okay, this is wild though. I got seated at a table with a girl that I had never met in my whole life. I am wearing a blue snakeskin print, like see-through turtleneck dress. It has like a slip underneath it, but then it like goes long, very like niche. And then I was like, you know what? White cowboy boots with it. I was like, it's like, I'm going funky. Like I've been doing enough weddings recently. Like we're getting a little funky vibe. And the girl at my table had the exact same outfit on. Blue snakeskin see-through dress, but from a different brand.
Yeah.
And then white cowboy boots. And I was like, I'm sorry. What?
And you guys were kind of wearing your hair the same too.
Yeah.
Like down. Hers was a bit more curly than yours, but it really was like, I almost thought it was the same dress until I looked at it closer. I was like, oh, shoot. Yeah. And like directly across the table from you.
Yeah.
Well,
that's really, I don't know. Things don't happen. Like, that's just crazy. It's just like a weird coincidence.
Yeah. I really enjoyed the wedding and like seeing people, and I love Caleb and Allie, but I do feel like I wasn't really on my best social game. Like I wasn't like feeling that mingly with the people because I truly think I just overdid it at this point.
We just overdid it.
And I'm just like, you know. And
but then the wedding had like an official after party at the 24-hour casino.
So what did we do? We fucking took an Uber and we show up to the after party. And then we got there a little early because I guess the wedding party like took a long time, like with doing things. So we went into this like this concert hall, and there was this whole 80s band playing.
Well, yeah, and we got there early and there was this hardcore like 80s cover band called Top Guns.
Top Guns, yeah. They looked like full on Def Leppard. It was really good.
They were amazing.
Their show, like,
so I felt like I was at a concert, and I was like, okay.
We really just showed up to that. You know, I was like, oh, let's go have some drinks at the casino.
But you know, when you're like so tired and beat, so you're kind of like trying to drink through it.
Yeah.
And then you almost feel like you're drinking yourself sober.
100%.
But my dad taught me something. If you ever feel that you're drinking yourself sober, or that you keep drinking and it's not doing anything, it means you're already blacked out.
Yeah.
Like I was like completely fine. I'm like never sloppy, but like I literally like kept just getting Tito's and sodas because it was like also there and easy and like open bar. I did not need that much.
Yeah.
You and I the whole next day were like sick Victorian children from the 1400s. We did not move from the bed.
Francesca laid in her bed and I laid in mine, and it was just like, oh, Za. Oh, hi, Za.
That was really, okay. Sorry. Zaza literally just like went under Nick's. Okay.
Zaza just crawled underneath my like bent knee through my lap in kind of like a trapeze,
little snake,
like a little
like
snake.
ferret-like.
Yeah, very ferret-like. Yeah. So once we woke up, I was like, I'm never socializing again. I'm not Like, don't invite me to go anywhere.
I don't want to do one thing until
Christmas.
Yeah. But didn't we just get invited to a friend who's headlining a DJ or headlining like an event in Denver?
On the 17th. I know. It's like, do we do it? Do we not? Like,
I think we're gonna have to go Daddy Starbucks coffee concentrate, but I'm not drinking for a while. No, I was like, I'm not gonna say it on the podcast.
Yeah. Here's the part of the that's just one of our segments is when Francesca goes, so I'm not drinking.
I'm like making it sound like tell me you have an alcohol problem without telling me you have an alcohol problem.
No, you're not like that.
No, I don't have a problem. I just like I am a happy social drinker and I just happen to go out a lot, but like it's really hard to reach all your fitness and health and mental health goals when even if you just have 3 drinks a day, 100%. It's like I think that's still binge drinking or alcoholism.
Yeah. Most people don't, even if it's 1 drink a day, like most people just don't have a drink every single day, you know?
Yeah. Well, you have a busy social life.
Well, I know. It's like, well, I'm a socialite. That's what I do. But no, I feel like we've been really good about it before. Like I said earlier, right before this Thanksgiving hangover, it was good. So, I'm excited. We can still do, I guarantee we're still going to go do a few fun things this month before Christmas.
I don't want to.
Yeah, well, I'll go.
I'm staying home.
Okay.
You be the representative.
Yeah. I can do that. I can do that. Yeah. So we arrested like Victorian children that had incurable yellow fever.
Like one hand on the chest, like just laying there. Like it was one of those, like, I didn't even want to look at my phone or like watch a show. I was like, I'm just going to like lay here, but like I can't sleep because of the anxiety.
Mm-hmm. Just lay in the darkness.
And I just like ate Thanksgiving leftovers. Yeah. Now we have Thanksgiving cystic acne. It's fine, guys. Please pray for us.
No, it's good. We'll be back at it in like 3 days. Okay.
I know.
But yeah. And so now we're back here in Colorado. We drove back and I'm glad I only had to drive one way. You did the 2-way, which is always
but with somebody else, like it was so fine.
Yeah,
we have so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's so funny. Sometimes, like I'm like, we need to hang out less so we have more to talk about on the podcast because I'm like, we had so much to catch up on. What else do I have written down? I have written down that Dad fixed the heat in my car, so I have heat. Woohoo!
Only a dad knows how to fix the heat in someone's car. You know,
that's another thing. Like, do they make men like they used to now? Like, am I going to marry someone who's handy?
You need to find a handy man.
Need to find him.
You know, because like, no, they're a handy man.
I just can't.
I know them.
Ashley brought this up.
Mm-hmm.
My best friend, when we were just talking to my mom, like about men, she's like, "This is what I think about when I'm dating a man. If like." I don't respect your opinion enough to be like the leader of like my future family if like we're starting to get serious and I have to like call my dad.
Oh.
Like all the time for how do I do this? What should we do with our money? Like what's this next step? Like what's your opinion on this? She's like, if I find myself like having to call my dad and not like trusting your opinion, she's like, you're not marriage material.
Damn, that's a little cutthroat.
That's her.
Yeah.
She's like the highest standards of anyone I've like met.
But I was like kind of nervous.
I mean,
as a man, it's like, I gotta like, I'm never gonna be able to fix your car. I'm never gonna know how to do that. I'm not gonna go out there and tinker with like the hood open. Yeah,
no, my dad he like pulled out gears and was like, oh, it's like the little like gear that opens like the door for like the heat. And I was like, I don't know, but he just did it in like an afternoon.
Didn't he have an extra part?
No. He had to buy the part, okay. But he like called the auto shop.
Yeah.
I drive a Chevy, so it was in stock.
Of course.
Yeah, that's like the bonus of driving like a Chevy or a Ford. Mm-hmm. And so he fixed it for $36.
So cheap.
But he was like, Francesca.
I spent more on vodka.
He's like, Francesca, you sorry. He's like, Francesca, he goes, are you okay? And I go, what? He goes, you have a white coffee cup problem. Yeah. So Nick and I go to a coffee shop 2 to 3 times a day.
Pretty much every day.
And it's more just like I go there to get work done. Like I might just get a sandwich and a tea. Like I really don't drink like that much coffee.
Yeah.
But I'm always like getting something.
Uh-huh.
Like the amount of money, he was like, they're everywhere. He was like, you could build like a tiny home out of your coffee cups.
I think we said that one podcast where it was like, that's our thing is like, I can be good to the environment, but I will always get my white coffee cup. That's just my fucking thing. But your car is littered with them. And so is mine, though. I'm not like judging.
But I clean it out every couple weeks and then it gets full again.
It's an art project.
And I know like people, but I feel like I need to be better at consistently keeping things clean. Like when you get out of the car, you grab like anything.
A couple things.
Yeah. Or like what you've seen me. I just throw it in the back.
Mm-hmm.
That's just my vibe.
Coffee cup through the back.
He was concerned. And I was like, oh yeah, it's just been like I was stuck between a rock and a hard place because like in the one way I wanted to tell my dad like it had been months worth of coffee cups. So like he wouldn't think I like spent that much money like
on coffee.
Yeah. But then at the other time, then he would think that I'm not cleaning my car out for months at a time. So like there was just no good answer.
Yeah.
I was like,
I don't know which
problem.
one is better. But could you imagine if Dad would never, ever have that many coffee cups in his car?
No, they keep things very nice.
I know. Mm-hmm.
They keep it tight. They run a tight ship.
I inherited his Ford F-150 when I was in high school.
Mm-hmm.
And I went on a camping trip and I guess had a whole bunch of Busch Light cans like in the bed of the truck. And he came up to me and he was like, hey, by the way, like we're not the type of people that keeps like crushed beer cans in our truck bed. And I was just like, yeah, I see what you mean. Sorry about that.
You're like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, sir.
I know. Oh, Zah, not on the... Zah is just wanting to cuddle with you on this one.
She just wants like attention and she doesn't like that the podcast has taken too much attention from her.
I know. Which means we're probably going to move on here in a bit. But before we leave, Spotify Wrapped. We need to talk about it.
Okay.
I
just had a flashback.
Yeah.
Because we've had the podcast long enough now to talk about Spotify Wrapped on it a year ago.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Mm-hmm. But who are your top artists?
Taylor Swift. Nikki Heaton.
Love it.
Lily, Is That You?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know who that is?
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's funny. I don't know. My phone's plugged in.
Oh yeah. Mine was I was trying to guess for you and I knew it was gonna be Taylor Swift. I was thinking Taylor Swift or Halsey for you.
Halsey was on there. That was my other one.
Halsey.
Yep.
Okay. For me, it was my top played artist was Charlie XCX. And I just want to clarify, I love Charlie, but she's not one of my top 5. It was only because she came out with that new album, Crash, that I really do love that album. So that's why she made it.
You're in the top 0.5% of listeners.
I know, but like compared to the others, you know, but then the other ones were Kim Petras, Miley Cyrus, Lady Gaga, Lana Del Rey. Ask me if I'm gay. That's what all the gay men are saying right now. Like every time your Spotify rap comes out, it's like gay men have the gayest fucking ones. And
it's just like obvious.
It's so obvious, you know? But yeah. And anyway, what was really cool about this year too is they started doing the your top podcasts on it. And we had a lot of people say that we were the top podcast played, which
if we are in your Spotify Wrapped, post us on Instagram or post it on Instagram stories and tag us.
Please do.
So cool.
Please do. That would really love us. Or if you don't want to like show people what podcast you're listening to, you just should still at least let us know that we're on your top 5 because that would be so fucking cool. And I just feel like that's really like it's kind of a flex. Like imagine if you were an artist and you were like someone's top played, like that's like huge, right?
No, it means so much.
Saturated, but being a podcast and being on someone's top played is much easier to do. But it's still like we are on people's like top 5. So, yeah, is that
love it? Best birthday present? Yeah, I think that's it. No, thanks, fam. Cheers. I think that's it. Thanks for listening. Just a little catch up episode on the Thanksgiving fiasco. We'll see you next week.
Yeah. Bye, fam. Make sure you subscribe, like, comment, rate, share, tell your friends.
Love you.
Bye.
Thanks.